Are we rolling? I think we're rolling. Hello. Hello, and welcome to my first playthrough of her story. I mean, probably final playthrough. I think that this game is kind of a one-time deal. I think it's about like an hour to 2 hours. My hair. And that's pretty much it. I know nothing about the game. I just know that it's like an investigation, and that's pretty easy to tell from. I don't know what my hair's doing. I think it's pretty easy to tell from just the like preview of the game. So besides that, I don't really know anything about it, and I've just heard that it's really good. So we're just going to jump in. Let me make sure that I can capture it. Let me just launch it real quick. Ooh. Ooh. Wait, no, I don't want to I don't want to start yet. I don't want to start yet. Hold the phone. Okay, there we go. There we go. Wait, no, that's not what I wanted. Oh my god. A lot's happening. A lot's happening. Like, I just don't want Steam to be full screen, you know? Alright, okay. Think... Oh. Okay, we got this one. No, we don't. It won't let me capture her story? Well, why not? Why only Steam Web Helper? Damn, I feel like I look crazy. Okay, hold on. Okay, wait, hold on. Do we have it? No. Girl, what the fuck? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, there we go. Oh my god, hey cake. Shit. No. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, okay, yes. Ah, there we go. Huzzah. Thank the Lord. Okay. Okay. It'll be interesting to find the right placement for my little face, but we'll figure it out as we go, yeah? We'll do... I guess we'll just stick with top right for now. Okay, finally, diving in. All right. You are logged in. Enter query to access archived footage. We're in the logic database. What does it say around the logo? I don't know. Something fast, constant. I don't think you're really supposed to know, huh? Cornerstone. Oh, cornerstone. Maybe that's what it says. Can I move this around? Oh, I can. Oh, southeast constabulary. What the fuck is a constabulary? Search term murder. Why is that the number one? I guess we'll start with that, but I feel like we should read the README text files first, yeah? Introduction to the Logic Database. Computer technology is the backbone of modern police work. The Logic Database is one of the many continuing efforts to digitize our workflow. What year is it? And preserve evidence in a manner which will allow you to work more efficiently. In the coming years, the computer will continue to be most valuable. Okay, they missed a the. The computer will continue to be the most valuable item in your crime-fighting toolkit. This database contains footage transferred from the existing homicide and serious crime tape archive at Portsmouth. It has been automatically sorted using our ASR technology. Each statement made by the interview participants is stored separately so they can be tagged for submission to court. The audio has been digitally stenographed, and the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. Okay, the content of the testimony is attached to each clip. I don't know if that's going to be important. To retrieve a clip, type in a word, example, robbery, into the search field. Click search, and the database will return all clips in which the speaker uses that word. Ooh, okay. To narrow a search, use multiple words. Example, robbery supermarket. If you are working from a printed transcript, you can be even more precise. Use inverted commas to search for an exact match against the entire statement, e.g., yes, I was there. Okay. Yeah, so just use, okay. Let me just make sure I got that. To narrow a search, use multiple words, e.g. robbery supermarket. If you are working from a printed transcript, you can be even more precise. Use inverted commas to search for an exact match against the entire statement. Oh, like, okay, because there's like punctuation in that. So it's just saying instead of like using search terms, you can like use dialogue that's like in the transcript. Okay, got it. To store a clip for later reference, click Add to Session. Also, if you wish to add additional tags of your own to help future searches, please click in the User Tags box. If you wish to add additional tags of your own to help future searches, please click in the User Tags box and type in your desired tags. Okay. Oh, like I can tag a video with stuff so it makes it easier for me to search for it later. Okay, got it. Okay. For any further assistance, please contact your department's IT rep, Police Information Technology Organization. Okay. Have you played this before, Cake? And then really read me. Hey, here's the database. Ooh, from an SB. I wonder who SB is. Okay. Hey, here's the database. I filed a Freedom of Information form to get you guest access. Everything seems to work. They transferred the videos off the original tapes in 1999, and then the Y2K thing hit, and they got mothballed. Okay, so it's the early 2000s. No one has touched them since. I couldn't find the server with the detective's footage on. Possibly those tapes got damaged when the old archives were flooded in 97, but I figured this would be enough. Take your time. Okay. They transferred the videos off the original tapes in 99. I'm just like already overanalyzing this. I'm like, what are the clues? But I know that has like nothing to do with this. No one has touched them since. I couldn't find the server with the detective's footage on. I'm assuming on it. So it's just saying, okay, it's just an explanation for we're only going to see the victim talk or perpetrator, potentially. Also, I love how the glare on the computer screen like stays even when you hover stuff over it. It makes it feel like very realistic, like I'm actually in like a really shitty office somewhere with prison lighting. So I do kind of appreciate the detail. I am going to see, ooh, hack info. Oh, mirror game. What's in the hack info? Oh, okay, there are clues. Grace hack. IRC G hack. Mirror game. HSoft cracker. Cyberghost. Supplier the legends. Stripper. You never seen us. Packager. Illusionist. One for the mums here. A classic 2-player strategy for lunchtime gaming. Enjoy. What? And then what the hell is this? Oh, it's like a person. Cracks with class. What? What? Grace hack, G hack. Cracker, supplier, stripper, packager. Is this like a mom hacking squad? I don't know what that means. Can we move it out of the rubbish bin? Oh, we can! Love. Mirror game. I kind of want to know what the mirror game is, but I have a feeling I should probably just start playing. Oh. What? Player 1's turn. Player 2's turn. Player 1's turn? Huh. Oh, so player 1 can only... Okay. You can only click where your opponent has like more tiles. Or where your opponent has tiles. What is the aim of this game? Is it to get all of the tiles? But I'm playing as both player 1 and player 2. Like, I feel like this is not helpful. Okay, I think we just need to do a little bit more. We should probably just get on to exploring. Oh my god, why? Why must you crash? So upsetting. I just want to see, is there any way to like actually fill up the entire board? And I want to see what happens when I do that. Oh, I see. So you have to fill up the whole board, and whoever, it's probably either you fill up the whole board and whoever has more wins, or Maybe it's also like, maybe it's something where if you get all of the little tiles, or like your opponent doesn't have any more left in the session, you win? I don't know. We'll figure that out later, and then they'll, well, I guess we haven't checked the clock. Ooh, wait, what does it say up there? Oh, it just says clock. Damn. Wait. Would this even be accurate? 16:06. So it's 4 p.m.? 4:06 p.m.? But the clock makes it seem like it's like almost 7 p.m. I don't know. All right, I think we can dive in now. Search for murder. All right. First clip, let's go.
You think it's murder? I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
Okay. Can I tag it as help? Just want to see what happens if I add it to session. And then did that maintain? Yeah, okay, user tags help is still there.
Yeah, that's me.
Because this is a different day.
But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Okay, this is in 1994. Simon? Let's tag it as Simon. Maybe like also February? Damn, this is laggy as fuck. I apologize.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person.
I don't know what to think yet.
I'd like to speak to a lawyer. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories are telling each other?
Stories.
Just that. Stories.
Huh. Sorties. Whoops. Stories. So March 7th. What were the dates on here again? This was... Oh, it's in this order because it's like British. Okay, June 27th. So, and they said February, March, April, May, June. So this is 4 months after the murder. And then that's July 1st. And then this is July 3rd. What is this? Oh, query history. Okay, that'll be good to know. Yeah, there is actual video. And then what is this? Oh, anti-glare filter. You can get rid of it. I see. No, I kind of like it. Let's do stories, yeah? Oh, not that. Ooh. So is this already categorized by date? Let's see.
Okay. Sounds weird. I'm not great at making up stories.
Not great at making up stories. Not great at making up stories. I wonder... She was asked to tell a story? Huh.
Yes, I read a lot as a child and watched lots of TV. Then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play out there and make up our own stories.
I see. Ooh, do you think Simon's her brother? I'm gonna tag this one as like dollhouse, attic, mayhaps. That seems important. I'm just gonna add it to the session because why not? I don't really exactly know. Yeah, I don't know yet, but dollhouse and attic I think could be interesting to follow up on.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors and lost children. It's easy, even before I knew the truth, I'd found in those stories.
Interesting. I want to watch that one again before she found the truth.
Fairy tales. Stories about lost princesses, evil witches, magical mirrors and lost children. It's easy, even before I knew the truth, I'd found in those stories.
Okay, I mean, truth seems important.
No, it was just me and her. It was then they were going to call their first child. They talked about it, and I'm going to try and came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl.
Florence.
It's hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember, that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to rely on logic.
Hmm.
No, it was just me and her. It was then they were going to call their first child. They talked about it, and I'm going to try and came back. Florence's family had a history of firstborn girls, so they were convinced it was going to be a girl.
Florence was Simon's husband,
It's
wife?
hard to know if this is all true. These are stories I remember, that I read when I was a child. Maybe I misread, maybe I misunderstood. Sometimes it's hard to remember what happened last week.
Who is Florence?
I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. Don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it.
Dollhouse.
And wouldn't have arrived to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale, little furniture, the lights work, mirrors, beds, duvets and pillows. We spent hours and hours playing it, invented all these characters and families who lived there. We wrote paperwork for them all, passports, diaries, gave them all really elaborate stories. Once, a moth got trapped in there. We'd left the light on. It was making a horrendous noise.
Ugh.
We tried to kill it, but it was tough. We ended up crushing it under a copy of the Arabian Nights.
Interesting. Also, interesting that the music changed. Like, is that a signal? Are they trying to tell us something? Well, that was another one with a dollhouse and attic. Definitely want to do dollhouse. June 25th. Okay, we haven't seen that one yet. When was this? June 27th. Okay, I think this is the first time we've seen a date before June 27th. So let's dig into that.
Yes. I inherited it from my parents that they sent to me back, me and Simon.
Okay.
Felt like going back to old days before pregnancy. Reminded me of being a girl, the dollhouse in the attic, old things. We didn't see them my parents' bedroom for a long time. We decorated it as soon as we moved in, but it was another year before we started sleeping there.
Huh. I think inherited. Wait, I don't know if she said attic, actually. Inherited, dollhouse. Have I not searched for Simon yet? Interesting.
Yes. I read a lot as a child.
Just want to rewatch this one.
Watched lots of TV, then the doll's house we had, we still have in the attic. It's kind of a fairy castle. We used to play out there and make up our own stories.
Okay.
She recognised me from the window. She told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play.
Hannah?
She hid me up there. No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place.
What the fuck? What the fuck, bro? One more time.
She recognised me from the window.
She
told me to come inside, and she hid me. They had made the attic into a place where Hannah could play. It was a dollhouse.
hid me.
She hid me up there.
Who's she?
No one else ever went into the attic. It was her place. I'm not sure where the dollhouse came from. I don't know if it was given to them or they inherited it, and they wouldn't have any way to buy it. It was so huge. It must have been taken up to the attic in parts and then reassembled up there. It's a beautiful thing. Wallpaper to scale. Little furniture.
Oh. I didn't realize you could.
Once.
I didn't realize you could do that. Okay, so we need to find out who Hannah is. Oh, this is even earlier, June 18th.
My name is Hannah. Hannah.
Oh.
It's Hannah. Maybe saying backwards and forwards. It doesn't work from here, though. It's not quite symmetrical that well. But you get the idea. Sorry. Hannah Smith. I live at 31 Gladstone Street.
Okay. So this is probably the first day she was interviewed? The acting. Eve. That seemed like a message. That was really weird. I'm gonna say Eve, but then I'm also just gonna say, I'm gonna say like tapping. Cause like, so she does with her fingers. I'm just gonna say like finger. That was really weird. Okay, lie detector test.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
That was interesting. Is her name not Hannah Smith? Because she's also talking about Hannah like in the third person. Is this two different people?
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
Huh.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence.
Okay.
When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time.
Fucking knew it.
The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by the cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah.
I knew they were twins.
The midwife told me that I was dead. But I wasn't. She showed all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people would admit to on paper.
Oh! What the hell was that? That was a reflection of myself. Twin, Florence.
Across the road, where my parents first lived there, was a midwife called Florence. When Hannah was born, I was born at the same time. The midwife was there to help. I'd been throttled by a cord, probably wrapped around my neck by Hannah. The midwife told my mother I was dead. But I wasn't. She showed all this stuff in a diary. Amazing what people will admit to on paper.
I mean, I definitely want to learn more about the diary, but I also want to learn... I think I want to learn about Florence first.
Florence took me home with her. Mother hadn't been expecting twins and had a healthy baby. I guess she was just happy for Florence to clean up. take away the evidence that this was anything but a happy occasion.
Damn. Oh my god. Ooh. Interesting. I'm just like adding everything to my session, even though it doesn't make sense. I don't know what I'm trying to figure out yet.
Florence raised me in her home. I never left it. She kept me out of sight. It wasn't odd for people to see a midwife with a baby, carrying in supplies, washing nappies, that sort of thing. I never knew any different. I grew up looking out of my window and seeing her husband died in the war.
Mm.
That was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s.
Oof.
But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life and she felt she could never marry again. I guess it was harder, a war widow. One of the dead. I don't know, maybe there was more to it than that. I don't really know.
Oh, so she's probably Eve. I don't know why. I don't know why I didn't put that together. We still had a name. So, Biscuit Tin. Uh, yeah, I don't remember other things. So we do want to see what was in the diary.
No, he doesn't keep a diary. That's my thing. I've kept one, well, as long as I can remember, since I was a girl.
It's probably
Helps
Hannah.
make sense of my day. And when you're forced to put something into words, it just gives you perspective.
Sucks ass. Sisters? Question mark. We have Simon. We don't know who Simon is, but Simon was murdered. Um, we have Florence. Uh, we can just say like adopted mother. Simon. Do we have anyone else? I don't know if we do yet.
It just became our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do things. And we were very careful. Whoever had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page. We had a list of rules that said what we could and couldn't do in any diary so that we were it was exhausted.
Okay. Okay, so it sounds like they eventually met up, Hannah and Eve, and like made rules about kind of like a parent trap situation. Like they're switching. I need to watch the rest of that, but I need to write down the different words that I wanna look up later. So biscuit tin, probably just tin. Um, Eve, hello. Eve. I think that's it for now. Let's keep watching.
It just became our way of life. We would swap places and take it in turns to do things. And we were very careful.
Yeah, Parent
Whoever
Trap.
had been out that day would come back and write a detailed diary so that we were on the same page. We had a list of rules that said what we could I couldn't do in any given situation. It was exhaustive. We lived a second life through those rules. Rules for things that could only ever happen inside our imaginations. We would consider all the permutations of future events and agree rules to walk our way through them.
I'm gonna put twin here again. Twins. Rules? That one seems pretty important because it's the first reveal at the swap. A part of me wants to go back to murder and just like confirm, like, who was murdered again?
You think it's murder?
You think it's murder?
I mean, clearly it's murder. What can I do to help?
I feel like that might be Eve.
Yeah, that's me. But February, that was months ago. What's that got to do with Simon's murder?
Yeah, Simon, okay. And then Simon, he was not murdered in February. I mean, it was probably recent, right? So it's probably like June or whatever.
I didn't murder Simon. You've got it wrong. You've got the wrong person. I'd like to speak to a lawyer now. Please. You have no murder weapon. You have nothing. And all these stories we've been telling each other, just that. Stories.
All right, Eve. Let's see what the fuck is up with you. Access limited to first 5 entries. Oh, 7 entries found. Access limited to first 5 entries. Why? Why?
Well, my friend Eve.
Friend?
I mean, she was a friend from when I was a kid. And she was always more popular with the boys, and I used to hate her for it. I mean, really hate her sometimes.
Huh. Not her sister?
Yes. We'd fight. We fought on the beach once, and I held Eve's head underwater.
Oh my god.
There was no one else around. It was at the far end of the beach, and I held her head under, and I kept it under. And for a moment, I just wanted to kill her and watch her drown.
Not an amazing thing to say in an interrogation, I will say.
But that was it. It was just a moment. We made up after. It was a love-hate relationship.
I don't think I could ever. I don't think I could ever do that. That's psychotic. I don't think I could ever be friends with someone after doing that.
A police station. Yeah. When I was young.
Have you ever been in a police
We
station?
ran away on my birthday. Bob Dylan was playing
Maybe-
in London, and we thought we could break into his tour bus and have him take us with him.
Maybe birthday?
The taxi driver we paid to drop us off. I mean, we'd saved money, pinched a bit here and there to pay for the fare. He was suspicious because we were so young, so he told the police. So they came and picked us up and took me back to Portsmouth. My mum picked me up from the station. But I blamed everything on my friend Eve. That set me off.
Okay, so Eve might not be that. Okay, so Eve, friend? What's the sister's name? Huh.
My mother called me Eve.
Oh. My mother called me Eve. Okay, so it is the sister. So Hannah is lying about who Eve is, being like, oh yeah, we were friends when we were younger. Like, clearly, girl, she is you. Like, they know who she is. They have her. She might not know that, though. Hannah might not know that they have her in custody. Okay. Why is access limited to first 5 entries, though? We have biscuit tin, so let's do tin. Only one. What about biscuit? What? Let's rewatch this.
Florence was a warm, kind person. But she was broken, I guess. When I found her diary, I also found a biscuit tin with other stuff in it. Older papers, letters, that kind of thing. Her story wasn't there. I never really spoke to her about it. I was far too young to really understand, I guess. I just put it together later, once I was older. She had loved children, planned to have a large family, but her husband died in the war. And that was back when you married for life. She never felt like she could marry again. Isn't that strange? She was a widow from her 20s. But, I mean, I guess it was different then. You know, you married for life.
Let's try a birthday. Ooh, a lot of entries. Okay, that's interesting.
Yes, that's my birthday. Not one of the big ones, but I guess you can see that.
That is my birthday.
It was my birthday, like you said. We were going to have a meal at home. We had our meal. He gave me his present. I guess I didn't like the present.
Interesting. Okay, let's write down present.
No. Well, yes. He found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant.
Oh, pregnant. Hold on, let's watch that again.
No. Well, yes. He found out on my birthday. I told him I was pregnant.
Okay, so that's what he found out on the birthday, I'm assuming? Unless she was referring to something else in addition to the pregnancy.
From when I woke up. Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict.
Okay.
We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake, children sang me happy birthday. Then I came home. The birthday meal was a takeaway, and Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. Turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
Okay, let's watch that one again.
From when I woke up. Okay. I woke up. Simon was already up and he made me birthday breakfast of eggs Benedict. We both had to go to work, so we saved presents till later. I got to work, had some birthday cake, children sang me happy birthday. Then I came home.
The
The
children.
birthday meal was a takeaway.
She a teacher.
And Simon gave me his present, which I didn't mind. And after that, we talked about the baby. Turned into a big argument. Simon left. I was furious. I wanted to get as far away as I could and get some space to think. So I left.
Okay.
A week or so ago. It would have been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get out back on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz.
Okay, hold on.
A week or so ago. It would have been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get out back on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house.
Okay, so I'm just working out the date.
A week or so ago.
A week or
It would have
so.
been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get out back on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house.
A week or so before my birthday. So
A week or so ago. It would have been the Saturday before my birthday. You know, I get out back on the weekends, have a lie-in, then want to get up and blitz the house.
So if it's June 30th at the time of this taping, a week before would be June 27th, which would be a week, that's the Saturday before her birthday. So, wait, this is June 30th? A week before June 30th is not the 27th, it's the 23rd. So June 23rd, Saturday before her birthday. So her birthday is somewhere between, their birthday is somewhere between June 23rd and June. It's probably like somewhere between June 23rd, June 27th. Interesting. I'm gonna add that to the session because I think that can help us identify some like timelines. I want to type in these words from this hacking thing. Cracker. 0 found. Supplier. 0 found. Stripper. Zero found. Packager. None. What about Cyber Ghost? No, okay, I think I need to let this go, unfortunately. What about Grace? There is one.
When beautiful people died, we always felt like it was a sign. You remember Princess Grace? Grace Kelly? She died in a car crash the year before we met Simon. We used a Ouija board to speak to her, and that gave us the power to find him.
What?
That's what we thought then. That people who died tragically leave some kind of magic behind. We used to share dreams. We used to wake up and write them down in our diaries immediately and compare them.
This one didn't come up for diaries.
When beautiful people died, we always felt like it was a sign. You remember Princess Grace? Grace Kelly? She died in a car crash the year before we met Simon. We used a Ouija board to speak to her, and that gave us the power to find him. That's what we thought then. That people who died tragically leave some kind of magic behind. We used to share dreams. We used to wake up and write them down in our diaries immediately and compare them.
Her and Hannah. I want to try like Ouija board. Ooh, another one.
Hannah was so smitten with Simon.
Ooh.
She started getting jealous. Didn't want to share.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
Oh.
We went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went. Kept changing places in the toilet.
Whoa.
We only had one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes. Must have thought we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me. But that was it.
Wow.
We didn't want another Carl in the hands, and the Ouija board
Carl?
said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules.
Wow.
She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant.
Oh, I never did pregnant.
One time.
Wow. Oh, wow. So Hannah had... So that was Hannah talking to Simon? How long did they keep this charade up? And did Simon know? Like, this is insane. This is insane.
Hannah was so smitten with Simon.
I'm putting motive in here because there's like a little bit of motive, you know? Hannah smitten with Simon, she wanted to have his baby. And then, I mean, she did end up having his baby, I guess. And Eve was jealous, so is that why they're suspecting Eve? This is from that same interview where she's like, I want a lawyer. So that's interesting. Did I add this one to the session? Yeah. Wow, she said we didn't want another Carl, so we gotta find out who the fuck Carl is. We gotta add him to our cast of characters. Oh, tattoo! Tattoo!
No need to be so coy. No.
Tattoo, tattoo, tattoo. Sorry. Who was the tattoo?
No need to be so coy. No, he wasn't my first. That would have been Carl. He was a local boy in a band.
I still don't know who this is.
He was a bit of a shit. But he was sexy. We were 15.
Virginity lost. We didn't want another Carl on our hands. Actually, okay, we should finish these. We should finish these first.
No.
No.
I was 15. Carl was older. 17, I think. I was really...
God, it's so crazy how different 15 and 17 can be.
Lots of drunken teenage sex. We did it in a church once. It's stupid. So he got tired of us and we split up after about 6 months. It was sad, but those early experiences, they help you realise who's really important to you, you know? Family.
Family. So your sister, did they both kill Simon, you think? What's really important? I'm gonna put motive on this one too. Just saying like these are my values, I think is an important statement, you know?
Family.
Again.
So, Carl fucked off, and then there were other boys here and there, and then Simon.
So it's interesting because Eve is clearly telling the cops everything about her relationship with Hannah, but Hannah feels like there's something to lose and is hiding it.
Differences? She's a better driver than me. She passed the test for us. I tried to take it and nearly crashed the car. Learned that you can't rely on confidence to get you through everything. She is the shy one. She was especially shy around boys. If Hannah liked a boy, I would have to pursue him. It was that way with Carl. Hannah met him first. She had such a crush. I let him take my virginity after the night that his band had played at. It got difficult.
Eve.
When I was with Carl, we would have sex, but Hannah couldn't let him see she was a virgin.
Oh.
She had lots of excuses. After a while, we decided that I should take Hannah's virginity.
What?
It's not that different to a bruise, pulling a tooth,
What?
a graze. We used a hairbrush.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
In terms that I was always the one who seduced the boys. Until Simon.
Until Simon. So Simon, Hannah seduced. Wow, okay. So Hannah seduced Simon. Eve seduced Carl. I'm just sighing because I'm just like, there's so much. So I guess they met when Florence, like Eve's kind of adopted mom, died, and then she went across the street, and then they started doing this swap. What happened to Hannah's parents? What happened to Hannah's parents? What do I want to find out? This one was important because it gave a lot of distinguishers between herself, between Eve and Hannah. So I just want to listen one more time so I can help suss out who's Hannah.
I was so smitten with Simon. She started getting jealous, didn't want to share. Even the first date, we went to see Tom Cruise at the Old Odeon. We both went, kept changing places in the toilet. We only had one best dress, so we had to keep swapping clothes.
This wasn't the clip I was looking for.
But we had terrible bladder problems. The next date, it was my turn. At the end, I let him kiss me. But that was it. We didn't want another Carl in our hands, and the Ouija board had said to hold back. After that, it was Hannah's turn, and she slept with him. Broke the rules. Deliberately broke the rules. She wanted to be the first to sleep with him. I mean, that's when she got pregnant.
Damn, okay, maybe we'll go with pregnant. 10 entries, ooh la la.
I got pregnant. Both our parents had a big powwow.
Sounds like
We
Hannah.
weren't even in the room. And they decided we should get married.
Ah. Okay, she got married to Simon? Or she's saying her and Eve decided they should marry Simon, like together? I don't know.
Yes, I'm
But she was trying to hide Eve, so...
fine. I won't be sick again. This happens some days. I'm pregnant. It's morning sickness.
So she's pregnant now. Is Eve pregnant?
It's Rapunzel. The story starts when she's born.
Hmm.
Mother Gothel, a witch, takes Rapunzel from her parents and keeps her locked up in this tower.
Kind of like Eve.
Rapunzel gets pregnant by the prince, and Mother Gothel is furious, so she cuts off her hair and throws it. Actually, her hair's already short here, so that's already happened. But she throws her into the wilderness, and Rapunzel is reunited with the prince, who's blind. But she kills him with her tears, and so it's a happy ending. Is that too much?
Hmm. Ooh. Got a little achievement.
When I arrived in Glasgow, I was exhausted. The streets were empty. I was driving badly, and I hit a taxi. Not a big crash, just paintwork. The guy was so pissed off because I didn't have a driving license on me. But when I told him I was pregnant, he made sure I got to the hospital so they could check me out. It was fine. The hospital must have details when I was looked at. There's a scratch on the car.
Hmm. Glasgow. Oh, not Glasgow.
So I got in the car and I drove. And just kept driving north. Just kept going, just wanted to get as far away as I could. When I finally stopped, I was all the way up in Glasgow. I was so tired. Just had to sleep.
Is this after she fought with Simon about the baby?
Yes, I read a lot as a child and watched.
Oh. 17 entries found? Oh my god. Let's go back to Glasgow. I think it's the same night when she said she was mad at Simon, but I don't remember what she was wearing in that video, so I don't know.
Yes.
For her birthday.
I got to Glasgow, I was exhausted, so I pulled over and slept in the car. I woke up because a rubbish truck went past. I got some petrol, bought a coffee and a pastry, tried calling someone from a payphone, and then headed back. Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it.
Eric?
It was really nice taste.
Diane?
That time, you must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then. No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
Early in the morning. So Hannah was... so the time of the murder was early in the morning? Database checker. Are these like all of the videos that I've done? Let's go back to baby. Baby.
We spent the wedding night in a hotel in Brighton. It would have been too much to do more. We were saving for the baby. It was wonderful to be in a hotel, away from home, just alone together. Since then, we've always tried to go away for our holiday. We couldn't afford our own place. Simon dropped out of school, went full-time with the Glaziers. That was Eric's generosity. We moved in with his mum and dad. They had a spare room for us and the baby, if it came. It was a nice change, time to myself, living there for those months, full of hope. No. I lost the baby.
Oh no.
And a miscarriage at 8 months.
8 months? Oh my God.
That was only a few months after. It was after dinner. I'd spoken to Sam's parents on the phone. I looked up for an early night and I suddenly had this thought. I think it was something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby.
Okay, so this is Hannah as well.
There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed and I never had the heart to throw out.
Cellar.
I suddenly remembered that when I'd looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place.
Ooh, T, what is the mom doing?
I went cold all over. I went down there with a torch and went straight to the back.
With a torch? Girl, what?
That's when I saw the bin bags. Pulled them open, saw the body.
What?
I screamed and that's when I called the police.
Wow. Found body? Oh yeah, wait, why haven't I searched body yet? That's kind of crazy. That one's crazy. So the body was found. Body. So Simon's body is found at parents' house in cellar. But also, didn't they? But this is Simon's parents' house. I was like, didn't they move into their parents' house? But I think they moved into Hannah's parents' house at some point. Oh my gosh. Okay, we still have one more to watch.
Yes.
So Hannah found his body.
It was a shock to him. I mean, we never thought it was possible. I don't know what he...
To have a baby?
I mean, I hadn't decided whether to keep the baby.
Yeah.
I wasn't really ready to talk to him about it.
This is so interesting. So I want to find out, because we have a new cast of characters, so I kind of want to find out who Eric and Diane are. I feel like they're not important, but maybe they are. Oh, wow. Okay, no, Eric's important, y'all. Eric's important.
He was wearing a shirt with a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans.
This feels like Eve.
He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric.
His boss.
He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, black pants and bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
Okay, Eric equals Simon's boss.
So, it was Friday evening. We had an argument. He left. On Saturday, he didn't come back. I waited all day. He was supposed to go help Eric out with something on the Saturday afternoon. They had a job. He didn't show. So Eric was ringing on the phone. I checked at the Rock, that's our local. They said they'd seen him on the Friday night, but not since. He still wasn't back this morning. It just isn't like him at all. Still not back by dinner time. It's getting dark again. So I decided to come and see you. His parents haven't heard anything either.
Oh, this is June 18th. June 18th, and then when did she find the body? June 27th?
It was after dinner. I had spoken to something his mum had said. She'd been speaking about old stuff, sad stuff, about when we lived there, about the baby. There's some boxes in the cellar, nursery stuff we never needed, and I never had the heart to throw out. I suddenly remembered that when I looked down there the week before, those boxes, that pile was in the wrong place. I went cold all over. Bags.
So we might also want to look at like boxes. Ay, ay, ay.
Yes, there's a car that we share, a Cavalier.
Cavalier.
And a van he uses for work. It's owned by Eric, but we look after it. Both of them are there now, parked in the street. I'm not sure about the keys for the van. I can look for you when I get back.
Wait, both... She said the van was parked on the street because they're both there, but she's not sure where the keys are? Or maybe she's saying they're parked at her house.
Yes, that would be in his wallet. It's a Visa, a silver one. He doesn't like to spend money he doesn't have, so he usually pays with cash, but Eric convinced him to get one.
Okay. Credit card.
Well, Eric was like an uncle to him. They were pretty close. They spend a lot of time with each other, especially when they have to go to conferences. Have you met his wife, Diane?
I mean, I figured that was his wife. I mean, we should probably just go with Diane so we can keep learning about our cast of characters. Okay, these are the only... Why the fuck does she have a guitar? I'm sorry. That's gonna be interesting.
Diane is really nice. She helps out with the glaziers, organises the Christmas party, that sort of thing. They have 2 kids, really sweet kids. She used to look out for me when I worked there.
When you worked there, so did you and Simon, did Hannah and Simon work at the same place?
Not really. He would go to the pub. He had his drinking buddies there, but no one ever really came back to the house. Sometimes Eric, his boss, and his wife would come in for dinner. That would be us returning the favour. Diane is a really good cook, into her trendy ingredients.
Trendy ingredients?
Last time, Simon cooked something off MasterChef. He got the recipe off CFAX, and I did my Lloyd Grossman bit. commenting from the sidelines. I had to find fennel from the supermarket. Have you ever eaten fennel?
Okay, so coming from like, have you ever eaten fennel? Coming from like modest background?
Simon and Eric arguing? No, I can't imagine they'd be arguing. And they get on so well. Unless it was something to do with work. Maybe Simon was being too much of a perfectionist. But I don't know. You should ask Diane.
Okay, not much on Diane. So Diane seems to be in good favor with everyone. There's a lot I want to do because she mentioned like the kids at work at one point. But you know what? I want to do tattoo. Haha. Wait, I've already watched one where they have tattoo. Whatever.
No, he doesn't have any tattoos. He has a scar down here near his stomach, past his hip. Cut himself with some glass.
Glasgow.
Before, a long time ago. He looks just like the photo.
Glass.
He's not got his glasses on here though. He takes them off with the camera.
Cut.
But he needs them to see properly, you know, when he has to read a newspaper or a menu in a restaurant.
Okay, needs glasses.
Or watching TV. He likes TV.
Okay. Okay. Simon wears glasses. Okay. No tattoos.
Oh, my tattoo. I got it to express my individuality. It's an apple and a snake.
Oh. Duh. Eve. Yes, so that is Eve. I mean, makes sense.
So I moved out. Got a small bed set. Got my tattoo to mark the occasion.
There we go.
I was singing in a bar in the evenings. So I had some money, enough money to cover my rent. And I've been doing something similar ever since. I haven't put down any roots. I don't exist.
I don't exist is kind of dramatic.
He saw me singing one of my shows. Pure chance. Not sure I remember what he was even doing there. Afterwards, I had a drink at the bar and he came over and we got talking.
Who is he?
I knew who he was. Obviously I knew who he was. But
Was it Simon?
he didn't know who I was. He was fascinated by the likeness.
Oh my god, had to be Simon.
Guessed my name for my tattoo. Told me it was a palindrome. Well, that would impress me.
Because it's Hannah. Hannah also has a palindrome.
I enjoyed talking to him. It was amazing to be able to sit and interact and talk to him after all this time. He didn't tell me he was married. I'm not sure what he was thinking. He later told me it was like he was dreaming. A waking dream.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is Simon, they had a fight. Simon and Hannah had a fight about the baby. Simon goes to the bar for a drink, sees Eve because she was performing at the bar for one of her like night shows or whatever. And I don't know, something happens. Yeah, I'm wondering, yeah. How does he end up dying that night, though? Because she went to Glasgow. They had this is what I'm assuming happened. I'm assuming this is all the same night. So like, they have a fight. He goes to the bar, drinks, meets Eve, and then maybe he somehow finds out this fucked up shit about like Hannah and Eve's like parents, and someone finds out that he finds out, and then they kill him to avoid them knowing that like Eve exists. Maybe Hannah's mom has him killed. I don't know. Yeah, I think that's my best guess so far. Yeah, this is Cuckoo Bananas. I kind of want to try like drunk. Like he was drunk.
The parents decided there would be a wedding. And after the wedding, Hannah moved in with his parents.
Yeah.
There was no way I could follow. So we were separated again. I stayed in the attic. It was hard. It's like I suddenly didn't exist. I would sneak out, but in case anyone recognized me, I started wearing a wig. Hannah and I would meet up in the park. I was trying to get pregnant. But I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't do it with anyone we knew, so it was...
Why was she trying to get pregnant?
Sex with strangers. Drunk guys I'd met in clubs, in parks, in alleyways. I was 17.
Damn.
It felt like I was being punished. But it was Hannah who had betrayed us. I had to stop when one of the guys gave me an STD. When we met up, it was disturbing. For the first time in my reflection, she didn't look like me. She was fatter, flushed. If anything, I was getting skinnier. I found it hard to look sometimes. We talked about what to do. Was it time to become our own people? I mean, that seemed like the right thing to do, but neither of us wanted it.
Interesting. Why would Hannah not want that?
We agreed that her and Simon would get their own place as soon as possible, and then I could move in.
Huh.
And that was the plan.
Why do you have to keep Eve, like, why do you have to be hidden? I'm still not understanding that. Why does she need to be hidden? What's so fucked up about her just, like, having her own life? Like, I'm not understanding. I'm gonna try teacher because it sounds like she works with kids. No, what about teach? No. What about job? Okay.
Yeah, when I was at school. I worked part-time in the front shop.
So this is Hannah because she doesn't have a tattoo.
Thing. My dad used to work there, my mum worked there before I was born. I took care of paperwork, filing, typing out invoices, that kind of thing. It was a good job for a girl back then. I didn't work a till or anything, though. I was quite shy, so I wouldn't have liked to have worked a till. I got a job to contribute, you know. Doug knew someone and I got a job as dinner lady.
Doug?
At school. They said it didn't matter.
Dinner lady at the primary school.
Just don't poison the kids.
Okay, so that's why she's not a teacher. Who the
So you see,
fuck is Doug?
it's always been complicated between me and Simon. It's never just been the two of us. There's always been pressure.
From Eve, but who the hell is Doug?
And the Glaziers. I worked there some weekends and Simon had a part-time job there too. That was Eric's generosity. He was always good at helping out other people's children. Simon was quiet, more thoughtful than the other boys. Even then, he had a sense of craftsmanship. Wasn't always rushing stuff. Boys that age are just running around like headless chickens most of the time. You know? Plus, he had that look. He looked like a fairy tale prince from one of my books.
Okay.
Hannah had a miscarriage. This was late in the pregnancy and it left her infertile.
Oh.
Felt like the universe had corrected its course.
Damn.
You were in line again.
Oh, because she like couldn't get pregnant either from all those randos.
Hannah and Simon were still living with his parents. They were married. Simon had a job at the Glaziers now. Eric had given him a full-time position after he left school.
What the fuck is the Glaziers? I don't understand what that is. Is that some British thing? All right, Doug. We gotta see what's up with you, buddy.
Yeah. I'd be mad to Doug and Eleanor.
This is Hannah.
They're very worried.
Eleanor.
I feel sorry for them.
Okay. Iggy.
I hoover, I dust every week. Maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day.
Hoovering.
House. You know how that generation is putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain...
I gotta be real. I just completely zoned out thinking about work, and I hate that. But okay, let's just rewatch it.
I hoover, I dust every week. Maybe less. I once asked Eleanor how often I should dust, and she said, if people ask, tell them you do it once a week, but every few weeks is okay. I think she was just trying to make me feel better. I mean, when I was there, she was hoovering every day. You know, ran an ordered house. You know how that generation is putting on a brave front. She has secret stashes of cigarettes. Doug doesn't even know she smokes. When I was there, I saw her. She has these sort of porcelain vases, ornamental, next to the Reader's Digest books. Cigarettes inside. And she still has them. I mean, last time I was there, I looked in a vase. There was a fresh pack. I mean, all those years of marriage, and she still has a secret like that.
I mean, that is pretty crazy, and I didn't think to do secret. So secret will be our next word.
Okay. I parked up on the street. It was busy, so I had to park down the end of the road. Walked up, knocked on the door, no answer. I took my keys out of my bag and unlocked the door. The main lock was unlocked. You can tell because the key doesn't turn when you try to turn it to the left. I walked in. Simon's coat wasn't on the peg. I couldn't see his shoes in the shoe rack. I shouted out. I walked straight into the kitchen because he usually sits in there to have a cup of tea and read his paper, but he wasn't there. I touched the kettle. It was cold. I looked quickly in the living room. Nothing. So I walked upstairs to the bedroom and he wasn't there. I didn't search for him because it was pretty clear he wasn't there. I had a shower. The phone rang whilst I was in the shower. I didn't answer it. I think it was Eric. Then I was just exhausted. So I lay down on the bed and I fell asleep, though I didn't mean to. I woke up a couple of hours later and I was surprised to see no one in the bed next to me. And then I remembered where I was and what had happened. That's when Eric called again. This time I spoke to him. Then I called Doug and Eleanor. And then I decided to come and see you. That enough?
Oh, we still got one more. I still don't know who Doug and Eleanor are
1984.
in relation to them.
Wasn't off with you in the end.
Terrible book.
We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave.
Damn.
So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police.
Her parents
A
died.
forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just awful.
What?
1984. Wasn't off with you in the end. We were living at Doug and Eleanor's. I lost the baby at the end of spring and my parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the...
Wait, Doug and Eleanor, those are just Simon's parents, aren't they? Because Eve said before that they had moved in to Simon's parents' place. So, yeah, if they moved into Simon's parents' place and she was saying we were at Doug and Eleanor's, then that's what that is.
1984. Forensic entomologist. My parents died in the summer. It was a hot summer, a heat wave. So when they discovered the bodies, it was just awful. Because of the circumstances, them dying together like that, they brought in a lot of police. A forensic entomologist. I had to look that up. It was because of the heat. It's just awful.
Okay, so, man, I want to look up, well, let's look up Eleanor just like while we're here. Okay, there's one more.
Yes. I speak with Eleanor at least once a day. Not that there's anything much to say. It's more just...
Fuck. The achievement. Fuck. Okay, guess bodies. I wanna know about how her parents died.
One of us got hurt. The other one would have to be hurt too. A grazed knee, a bruise. When I lost my tooth first, we had to put on harness to match.
Oh my god, that's so fucked up.
Once, I slept with a boy who was seeing another girl. The girlfriend came up to hang her the next day and punched her in the face, gave her a huge black eye. That night, she had to do the same to me. And she almost went too far. I couldn't see out of that eye for days. She snapped a frozen piece up for me from the kitchen. So much of our bodies was synchronized anyway. We started our period on the same day. All our childhood diseases, stomach bugs, nits.
Gross. I hate all of that. Okay. Let's do cellar. This is Hannah.
The whole thing was wrong. The bags, I think they were from our kitchen. You can probably check that. We never go into the cellar. It's just a place we put things we don't need. Dad used to grow mushrooms there. The bags were taped up. I think it was parcel tape, but I think it was ours. Well, fine, considering. I got back into the house today, and that was weird, knowing your people had been there through my things. It's like I'd been burgled. Only worse, obviously. I don't know. I haven't looked in the cellar yet. They sent a cleaner in. As good as new, he said. But they had to throw some stuff out. Couldn't get the blood out. And I'm still waiting to hear from the coroner so we can get a date set for the funeral. It's going to be a cremation. So,
Her attitude.
it happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone.
What?
We took him down to the cellar.
What?
We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted
What?
We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger.
What?
Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
Okay. Admission? We need to watch that again.
It happened very quickly. We hardly had to talk to each other. We agreed almost silently. The baby was what mattered. We'd help each other. We cleaned up. We bagged up the broken mirror, her clothes. They're gone. We took him down to the cellar. We knew we had an alibi, and we wanted the body to be found later. We wanted to have suspicion on us, so we could then disprove it, rather than have it linger. Better to keep the body in the house than risk being seen with it. The watch, that was my touch, to make sure the alibi stuck.
Okay. Huh.
He was wearing a shirt, a blue turtleneck shirt and jeans. He has a watch. It's a really nice one. That was a gift from his boss, Eric. He had his coat, a long grey duffel coat, like Paddington Bear. He would have taken that with him. It's not in the house.
So Eve is just ratting them out? Like, why would she want to do that?
I guess you could call it that, but we were both happy to get married. It was a beautiful wedding. We had our first dance to Come Back and Stay. I'm not sure if that's a good wedding song, but I loved it. I chose it. I mean, it was genuinely our first dance. We'd never danced together before. It was probably awful to watch, but I enjoyed it. It felt like it was just me and Simon for that moment. Just the two of us.
And not my bitch sister. I just don't remember the significance of the watch.
Yeah, that's Simon's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel. It would have been Diane who chose it. She has really nice taste. That time must eliminate me. I was in Glasgow then.
That time, okay, yeah, so that was, that must eliminate me. And Eve is saying, this is the clip I was looking for. Eve is saying that they had both planned that. So that it looked like she was gone at the time that the body was found, even though they did it. Maybe? I'm like, but is that real though? I don't know. One volume missing. So does this mean all of the videos that I've watched? Because if so, there are so many that I haven't seen yet. Like there's so much more. This could go on forever.
I guess you could call it that, but...
It says the content is attached to each clip, but like, what does that mean? Does that mean that we can get the transcript? In some way, shape, or form? I don't think we can. Mushroom.
They said it was food poisoning. There was something in the food they ate. My dad liked to pick mushrooms, grow them too. They said it was the mushrooms. It was hard to believe. Death caps. They have a skirt around the cap. My dad taught me that. But, I mean, the police had no reason to think it was suspicious. They lived alone. And no one had any reason to hurt them.
Oh, her parents dying.
I was living in the attic. It was a very hard time. I was depressed. I was still pretty sick of the STD. When I came down one morning, they were dead.
Oh my God.
They were in bed and both had been sick. They'd thrown up a lot. And I slept through it. The police said it was the mushrooms they ate. Dad was a mushroom expert. I mean, he used to take us picking with him and he taught us how to recognize them.
So yeah, how could he do that? How could he fuck that up?
There's no way you would have picked death caps. But the police believe that's what happened. They never even looked in the attic.
Strange. This music. They mentioned Simon had a cut.
his throat had been cut. And underneath his glasses, there's these thick glasses.
That was on my list too.
It doesn't always work. Mother wanted me to grow my hair long, but I kept cutting it myself. I wanted to look like my reflection. She always had short hair when she was little. Mother would hide the scissors, but I would find a way. Cut it with a bread knife, something like that. My reflection would always leave her house and go on adventures, but I never could. Mother taught me at home, and I had books and TV.
Why was she not allowed out?
Was
And why was she such
but
a
it was
secret?
only when I wanted to be, so
Did Hannah's parents not...
I spent a lot of time reading books.
Well, obviously Hannah's parents cast her out. I guess that's why they had to keep her a secret when Florence died. But isn't it also strange that, like, on both occasions, like, Eve's parents just, like, died when she was in the house? Like, Eve woke up to Florence down the stairs, and Eve woke up to the parents, you know, being on mushrooms or whatever, dying from the mushrooms. It's a bit of a coincidence,
We
no?
were obsessed with fairy tales. Not just the pretty, pretty ones, but the traditional ones. They were dark and real, bizarre and violent. Felt like life. We had this huge old book that I think Mum must have bought from a library sale. The illustrations had thin tracing paper over them to protect them. They were in colour, shiny plates. At the front of the book was an index of illustrations. We read that more than the actual stories. We'd read aloud the captions and flip between the pictures. There was something intimate about peeling back the tracing paper and dressing the pictures. Rapunzel's hair was cut. The eagle plucks out his heart. The princess pricks her finger.
You know what I'm realizing too? So this hack thing, mirror game, I'm like, is this instructions on like which buttons to press? No. Probably thinking too much, reading too much into it. Cracks with class. Grace hack. Like, what would the point be? It's making me think a lot about the themes, though. It's like, this is called mirror tiles. It's like, they had to be each other's reflection, you know?
Simon Smith. He works at Ernst Brothers Glass. They do windows, all kinds of glass.
Ernst
That
Brothers.
more special work. Mirror making, feature windows, artistic things. Really beautiful things.
Interesting.
It wasn't the present so much. It was one of those arguments that had been simmering for a while. The present was a mirror. A nice mirror.
All right, he makes
It's in
mirrors.
great glass. The kind of mirror a princess would have in a story. He made it specially for me.
But she didn't like it.
Look, on his clothes, that would make sense. He made it. By hand. I mean, he brushes the silver onto the glass. That's not how they make mirrors these days. I mean, he made the mirror. And he gave it to me.
I thought you said you didn't like the gift.
No. I've had enough coffee for today, thanks. Glass of water.
Feel like I'm kind of at a loss, and realizing how many videos there are, I'm like, should I call it for today? Probably. What about found? Like found the body. Ooh.
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policemen.
Interesting. Let's say bruise. Because, so did Eve come to them?
Yeah. They'd gone to bed feeling ill, thinking it was flu or something. The neighbour called me, I had to use my key to let them in. We found them dead in their bed. And they'd been there for days. No one had noticed. Just awful. It was so soon after my miscarriage. The worst year of my life. I'd been so happy to get married, and after that it was just like, fuck.
Wow. They keep saying bruise. They say it so often. Okay, here we go. Let's get a little more info.
Bruise? Oh yeah, no, it's nothing. I was going through the top cupboard in my kitchen and the chair slipped and I kind of hit the door with my face. It hurt like hell.
Oh my god, they are switching for the police interviews. I need to be paying attention to the dates. Oh my god. Switching? Okay, so... Oh god, this makes it so confusing because they're like, oh my god. They are switching for the police interviews. Oh my god, this is crazy.
Bruise? Oh yeah, no, it's nothing. I was going through the top cupboard in my kitchen and the chair slipped and I kind of hit the door with my face. It hurt like hell.
I feel like that's Eve pretending to be Hannah. This is so interesting. Is there anything else from like June?
This was about 9. I went round and she was waiting for me. She was furious and so angry, the kind of anger you can only have towards yourself. We screamed at each other, argued, cried, we fought. I hit her back, left a bruise. I had my wig on from performing, she tore it off. Eventually, we grew tired of fighting and I left.
Is that about Florence? And then metabolism was the other word.
The bruise. I have a really fast metabolism, so stuff like that just comes and goes. I don't know if there's much more that I can tell you that I haven't already told the other policemen. I found the body.
That's so interesting. Yeah, so that one's important because this is the 25th and then this is the 27th. But like that entire bruise just like wait, this is also from the 27th, and this is 9 p.m. and this is 8 p.m. and she has her hair in a pony versus not in a pony. Like, what changed?
Yeah, that's Sam's watch. It was a gift from Eric. He got it this year. It was a wedding anniversary gift. Steel.
That time must eliminate me. I just want to like rewatch some of these. The lie detector test is crazy.
Yes, my name is Hannah Smith. Oh, shit. Sorry.
That's so confusing though, because I'm like, is this Hannah pretending to be Eve? And then she really just like fucked that up, but then she's claiming to be Eve. Oh my god, this is all so confusing, dude. This is so confusing. I think that they're, yeah, I mean, I think that they're switching. Because they've always been together, and she's saying, like, we didn't want to be apart, and Eve wants back in Hannah's life, and Eve probably feels, like, shut out from having to live this, like, life of the night or whatever, like, for her entire life, almost. And coming from an abusive start and just being shut out from, like, Hannah's parents from the get-go. So that's all leads to a lot of resentment. So maybe Hannah is doing this to protect Eve, even though she killed her husband. But then it's like, would you even want to protect them? But Eve is basically just saying like, no, yeah, we planned it. Oh wait, that's a good one. What about plan? No. What about planned? No. Hide? Hid? What about arrest? Oh, there's a lot for arrest.
Like I said, I think I was popping out to get something, ran out of something, had to grab something. I sometimes drive too fast. If you want, you can arrest me for that.
Just like start writing down facts. Eve drives too fast. Eve drives too fast. Like, who knows if that's important? I feel like it's not, but.
Can I leave? Are you going to arrest me? No. They'd laugh you out of the building. A lawyer would make mincemeat of you. This is a nicer room. Is this where you take people when it's time to arrest them?
These are all like such short clips.
Yes. No lawyer. What are you going to arrest me for? Can you arrest someone who doesn't exist?
Okay, that didn't really give us anything.
The mirror. I can't remember. I put it somewhere safe. Upstairs, I think. Haven't looked at it since. Silverleaf? No. He normally solves them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
Didn't she also say in about the same mirror that it was different because he worked in Silverleaf, right?
Silverleaf? No. He normally solves them properly. This mirror, it's supposed to look antique. The reflection isn't as good. It's the perfect mirror for someone who doesn't like to look at their own reflection.
June 30th at 3. And then what is this one? Wait, 1547. 1547. Wait, what?
Look, on his clothes, that would make sense. He made it by hand. I mean, he brushes the silver onto the glass. It's not how they make mirrors these days. I mean, he made the mirror and he gave it to me.
No smash. No smash. Um, Ooh.
I thought it made me sound suspicious. It's not a normal thing to do to drive to the other end of the country. I wanted to keep it simple. I know it was stupid not to tell you everything. Saying I spent the night in Glasgow when my husband went missing, I thought it would, distract you from what was important. It's different now. There is. It's like I told you before. I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think, put some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back. I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
Wait, what? Wait, so Eve and Simon were together? I'm so confused.
It's like I told you before. I drove. I took the car and drove. I don't have my own car, but I have a spare set of keys. I just drove north. I wanted to think, put some space between me and them. Everything I told you before is true. I stopped at Glasgow. I was tired, exhausted. I pulled out and I hit a car. My car was okay, but I was worried about the baby, so I went to A&E to get the okay. Everything was fine. Slept in the car. When I woke, I tried to call Hannah from a payphone. She wasn't answering. And then I decided to drive back. I had decided that she was more important to me than Simon.
She drove back? What? I don't even know what to call this, but it's making her it's making it sound like Eve kidnapped the baby. It sounds like Eve kidnapped the baby, went to go see Simon. What? I'm trying to like kidnap on here. What about? Yeah, it's just the user tag. What? I thought Hannah went to Glasgow. Not Eve.
No, I don't think so. Glasgow was deserted that early in the morning.
I'm actually so confused.
It's like I told you before. I drove. I took the car and drove. More important to me.
Huh.
No, I'm okay. Are you arresting me? No. Fuck off. Open this door.
So I have the like last video. Hmm.
Sorry. The picture, the way it's drawn, just reminded me of the books we used to read as children. I read those fairy tales over and over, and they were so real to me. Rapunzel was my favourite. My brain's just full of it. Are any of these in colour? Simon never cheated on me. He was devoted to me, and I was devoted to him. Nothing in life is easy. We were good to each other.
But this is supposed to be Eve now.
Life isn't a fairy tale. Do what you can.
Simon was good to me. I thought we established that that was Eve.
Well, she wasn't my real mother, but she raised me.
Florence.
Do you want to hear the story? It's a real life fairy tale.
Okay, and yeah, we already saw that. Oh, the yellow one's probably the one we like just watched. Oh, which is cool because I don't know why. So that's like actually late, which makes sense because that was on the 3rd, yeah? Yeah. French. I don't know why I put that in. Okay, I think we might stop here for now. Let's see. I want to see what this looks like. Okay, yeah. So like it counts. This counts for the session. Logic session. Oh yeah, logic database. I guess it's called the logic database because you have to like you have to use logic based off all the clips you find to like determine what the story is. But yeah, I'm gonna stop for now. But I'm thinking right now what's really throwing me for a loop is that the bruise thing. I don't know if it's a red herring or not, but it makes it seem like they are switching during the interviews, and I just don't know how detailed I need to be because look guys, like there are clearly how many of these are there? Let's actually just do the math. 1 2 3 4 8 9 10 11 12 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24. I think there's like 25 in each row, and then there are 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, at least 10 rows. There's at least 250, 75. So there's 300 videos, just about 300, which is psychotic. And I've probably watched 100 of them at this point. So I think I still have like a solid, I don't know, like 10 hours. I also really wish that I could click on these and it would bring up the corresponding video here so I could like start watching them in chronological order. That would be very nice after you find them, but I guess that's kind of part of the fun of the game, is stringing it all together in your head and writing it down and yeah, piecing together the story. But what's throwing me for a loop is like if they are switching throughout these entire interviews and I can't look them up in chronological order,